Can you take a guess which is better for you, coffee or tea? Which one helps increase your longevity? So the answer may surprise you because really it's both. So there was a study that was published this week in the UK Biobank. They tested 182,000 adults, and they tested whether or not they drank coffee, whether or not they drank tea, water, whatever it is you drank. And they found that there is a 28% increase in longevity for everything, all risks across the board, by drinking a 3-to-2 ratio of coffee and tea combined with water throughout the day. So what they found is that a combination of coffee and tea combined with water, to have 7 to 8 glasses of drinking some type of liquid throughout the day, increases your longevity versus someone who's drinking like 4 cups of liquid a day. Now, we all know that water is important, but there's a lot of really great health benefits that come from coffee and tea. I love coffee. I've drank coffee since I was 16 years old. I'm addicted to coffee. I start my day with a cup of coffee. And what they suggest is that if you have 2 cups of coffee, you should be having 3 cups of tea. And then whatever the difference is that you're going to drink your liquids for 7 to 8 cups of liquid throughout the day, that you have water. Now, if you add a sugary beverage to that, you're going to kind of wipe out all the numbers that you had, because, you know, sugary carbonated beverages like sodas and things like that are really unhealthy for you. But if you can combine coffee and tea and water, and like I said, a 3-to-2 ratio, 2 cups of coffee to 3 cups of tea. If you have 1 cup of coffee, then you have 2 cups of tea, and then you balance out the rest with water throughout the day. I mean, that's like a quarter of your life. If you live to be 100, that's an extra 25 years. So let's talk about some of the benefits of drinking coffee and tea. So there's been a lot of studies done on coffee and the benefits of drinking coffee. So I want to talk to you today about 13 of the, best things that can happen to you because you're drinking coffee. Now, coffee is loaded with nutrients and antioxidants that really help you, including caffeine. Now, I know everyone talks about having too much caffeine and getting the jitters, but in reality, caffeine can be a very good thing in moderation. And when I say moderation, the amount of caffeine that you should be having throughout the day really shouldn't go over about 400 grams of caffeine. But if you can keep it under that, the first thing it helps improve is your brain health. So caffeine, when you drink it, it's absorbed immediately into the bloodstream and goes straight to your brain. It goes to all kinds of things, but when it goes to your brain, it actually inhibits something called adenosine. It actually increases other things like dopamine, norepinephrine, and these types of things will actually get your neurons firing. It'll get your brain stimulated, and it actually helps you think more clearly. And that is a huge benefit of caffeine. So it can improve your mood, it can increase energy levels, it does a lot of positive things in the brain. The second thing, and this is a biggie for me, it helps you burn fat. Do you know that caffeine helps you burn fat? So if you look at different kinds of products you can buy over the counter on the market that will help you burn fat, most of those include caffeine. And the reason is because caffeine helps to increase your metabolism as much as 3 to 11% in some people. I mean, that's a big thing. So you're going to be burning fat just by having your morning cup of coffee. Now that's based on you not putting sugar and, heavy creamers in it and all that kind of stuff. Sugar, that's a bad deal. But the coffee is actually quite good for you. So the third thing it can do is increase your physical performance. That's because it releases something in your body called adrenaline. And when adrenaline is released in smaller amounts, you are going to see better physical performance. So along with antioxidants, caffeine and coffee actually have a lot of other great nutritional benefits. It's got manganese, magnesium, riboflavin, just to name a few. And all of these things help us. Now, if you have 1 cup of coffee, you're not going to see a dramatic increase. But if you have a few cups of coffee a day, a few cups of tea, you are going to be able to see a difference in being able to get some of those nutrients into your system. The fifth thing that coffee may do is help reduce your risk of getting type 2 diabetes. Now, they've done a lot of studies on this, and they have shown that coffee drinkers have a lower chance of getting type 2 diabetes. The sixth thing is coffee may help you to actually prevent getting a serious mental condition called Alzheimer's or dementia. So there's no known cure for Alzheimer's at this point. If you can prevent it and there's things you can do to control it from coming on or coming on later instead of earlier, I think that's a good thing. But they've done studies that show that coffee drinkers are 67% less likely to get Alzheimer's and dementia than a non-coffee drinker. That's one reason right there to drink coffee. So number 7 on my list is that coffee also helps prevent Parkinson's. They don't exactly know how it works or why it does, but coffee drinkers actually have like a 60% less chance of developing Parkinson's. So just between the Alzheimer's, the dementia, the Parkinson's, those are 3 good reasons to be taking in some caffeine every day. So number 8 on my list is that coffee also protects the liver. There's a less chance of getting cirrhosis of the liver from all kinds of factors just if you drink some coffee. Number 9 is another really big one, and that is coffee helps fight depression. So it elevates your mood, it stimulates those neurons in your brain, it gets you active and going because you just have more energy and you feel better when you drink coffee. A lot of people can't really start their day too good until they have a cup of coffee. So, better mood, less depression, another good reason. So liver and colorectal cancers are some of the biggest cancers that you can get in the world. And they have found that coffee drinkers actually lower their risk of getting both of those types of cancers. So, the fact that it may prevent or, help stave off some of the cancers that are out there attacking our bodies every day, coffee is another good reason to, help with the prevention of cancer. So number 11 is actually more of what it doesn't do more than what it does. There's a lot of worry in the community, I think, sometimes about caffeine and coffee elevating blood pressure and causing strokes and heart attacks. It does not cause heart attacks and strokes. So if you have elevated blood pressure, yes, perhaps you cut back on your coffee, but it does not increase your risk of getting strokes and heart attacks. It actually, a lot of tests have been done, a lot of studies have been done showing that it really does help with your heart. So coffee may help you live longer. The studies show that coffee drinkers have a much lower chance of having premature death from all kinds of reasons. So that's number 12. And then number 13 is that it's the biggest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. So considering how we eat in the West, coffee is really a good thing. So tea does the same thing, especially caffeinated tea. But the study did show whether it's caffeinated or decaffeinated, tea is really a good thing to have if you're combining it with coffee. So same thing, tea has tons of antioxidants in it. It does many of the same things that coffee does for you. It also improves bone health. I mean, that's a big thing as we start to get older. Same thing with the mood. It helps control free radicals in our blood system. It helps by putting antioxidants in our blood. I mean, there's a lot of benefits from drinking tea. Now, there's also benefits if you take your tea to the next level. If you drink green tea, if you have tea without sugar, without any kind of, dairy products, that kind of thing, tea can really be a good thing. So I think the overall thing that I got from this study is that if you're looking to improve your longevity, if you want to live healthier, longer, if you want to live longer, period, if you want to live healthier and you live the same amount of time, I mean, it really doesn't matter. I think the whole goal of longevity is not that we live an extra 50 years. It's that while we're here, we're feeling better, we're living more healthy, we're not in a nursing home, we're not being taken care of by our children. We're living a different kind of life. Now, I think lifestyle in general, if you're eating good, you're sleeping good, you're exercising, and then these things on top of it, all these things make a difference in our day-to-day decisions that we make about our health. So I thought this was a great study. I just read this and I was so excited about it. It just had all kinds of things that were very interesting. Again, keep your caffeine under 400 grams a day. You don't really want to be having more than that. Whatever the difference is between your coffee and tea as far as that 400 grams, finish out your day with water. Have at least 7 to 8 glasses of water a day, even with your coffee and tea, but at least that much. You don't want to be doing less than that as far as having your drinks throughout the day. So just another tip to try to make our lives better. As many of you know, I'm on a health journey right now. I am in the process of transforming my life. And I'll tell you what, I look back 2 years ago, I was over 70 pounds heavier. I had this terrible knee I couldn't walk on at all. I couldn't do steps. I was really kind of a train wreck, and my cooking was different. Everything was different. Now I'm spending my time researching, looking at things, exercising, controlling what I eat, making better decisions about my life. And I'll tell you what, I already feel so much better. And I want you to feel better too. So please check out some of my other videos. I'm going to do a link right here for some videos that I have on my Transform series, or maybe what I eat in a day. So just to give you some ideas how you can live a healthier life and enjoy the life you have. So if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring that bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.